Hello friends, welcome back. Today we'll be learning about Redis. Before we jump into the programming, let's learn a little bit about Redis. What is Redis? Redis is an open source in-memory data source used as a database, cache, message broker and queue. Generally, in my real life experience, I have used it as a cache cache mechanism, and we have used also our database to parse the cache. So we use Redis Enterprise, so it's awesome. Means this is one of the best tool for caching. It stores data in key value format and supports multiple data structures like string, list, sets, sorted sets, hash. Means everything, whatever you can think of it. It supports that data structures. We can means we stores huge objects in it. Means all our business objects we store in Redis. So this is what Redis is. Redis is designed for speed, scalability, and low latency operations because data is kept in memory. Reads writes are extremely fast in microseconds. It can also pass its data to disk for durability. So what we do, right? We want to avoid multiple database calls. So when we know the same data is going to come, and then we don't want to make that expensive database connections and make those database calls. So instead of that, what we do is store the data into Redis. Once we retrieve the data from the database, we store it into the Redis, and based on the data, right, what type of data it is, we can add some policy to it, that okay, that cache will expire in 24 hours, or maybe 7 days, or maybe in 1 month. Based on that policy, no more hits will happen. So next time we are looking for the same data, it will get it from the cache instead of the database. So that's the benefits of the Redis. How Redis works: data is stored in memory, as we know now. It stores data into memory, and also it can parses the data in the disks. So that is another option. Redis supports replication, master slave scenario, partitioning, sharding, and clustering for scalability and high availability. We use clusters. We have multiple Redis clusters, and means it syncs data between all the clusters, so it doesn't matter, right? Wherever we call, we get the same data. So that's why it supports clustering. It supports pub/sub messaging for real-time communication. I never explored it, but it supports pub/sub messaging as well. Core features of Redis: in-memory storage, ultra-low latency, rich data structures, persistence options, replication and clustering, pub/sub messaging, transactions and Lua scripting, TTL. So this is how this TTL is: basically we tell Redis that okay, this data will be expired in this many minutes or this many hours. We can define that through this TTL. High availability for Redis Sentinel. So these are all the features of Redis. Next, advantages over other databases. So if we compare with relational database, much faster for read heavy workloads and caching. So yeah, that's why we use it as a caching. We want to avoid database calls, and we use Redis. Uh, Versus memcached, Redis supports persistence, richer data types, clustering. So versus memcached, it's use memory cache, means we can persist Redis data as well into our database, or in our disk rather. So this is how it can give advantages against memcached. Versus Kafka RabbitMQ, so it has pub/sub mechanism, means it helps or it supports pub/sub. So even we can bypass RabbitMQ and use Redis, but generally we do use RabbitMQ for pub/sub thing, means for messaging. But overall, Redis has a huge advantages. Once you start using it, you will understand. Means it's phenomenal. It's very fast, very very fast. Even I cannot explain how fast Redis is. So means instead of calling database, we always should use Redis if we need not to call database all the time. So with all these things, let's start see how we can use it programmatically. So for this one, I have this code base added in GitHub. So I'll add this in our description, this video description, so you can download it and use this code base for your testing purpose. So let's go to the code base and see how we have implemented Redis. So this is basically a normal Spring Boot application. It has nothing in it, just two dependencies. One is starter web, Spring Boot starter web, the web dependency, and then this is the Spring Data Redis dependency, Spring Boot starter data Redis. So this is the Redis dependency. But to call Redis, we need a client. So it can be Lettuce, it can be Redison. So I'll be using Redison. So that's why I have added this dependency. This is a Redison dependency, Redison Spring Boot starter, and that's it. So these are the two dependencies we need. One is for Redis and second one is for client, which is Redison. But in your case, you can use different clients as well. Many other clients are available to call Redis. Okay, next is application.properties. So it is running on 8282 port, and then this is where we are configuring Redis. So I have given that Redison file, which is Redison YML. So this is where we can configure Redison or Redis rather. So this is the client configuration. Single server config. So since it's only I have one server, this is not cluster environment, so I am using single server config. I am giving address, Redis is running in my local. So I'll stop a little bit here and I'll just remind you, I already have done a video how to install Redis. So if you haven't seen that video, you just can view that. It might be I'm adding it in that link, that other video where you can install Redis. So I have installed Redis in my local machine, that is 127.0.0.1, and it is running on 67.9 port. Connection pool size I have given 64. You can change it according to your needs, threads and native threads. So these are the basic Redis configuration, single server configuration. Next is this application. So this is a Spring Boot application. There's nothing special in it. Next is the controller. So this is the controller. It's a REST controller, and I have added this required args constructor. So I have this constructor where I am populating this Redis service or initializing this Redis service. Then I have these four methods or 5 methods. One is to set. Here we all know now that Redis stores some data with a key value. So here we are passing a key and a value, and then we are saying this TTL value, means we are passing this TTL value. This TTL value is nothing but time to leave. So by default it is 60 seconds. So by default it is seconds until unless we define it in minute or something. So by default it is 60 seconds. So after 60 seconds this data will be cleared from the cache. But here you can pass any other seconds, whatever you want, like you can pass 120, 350, whatever you want, and then it will call Redis service dot set value. We'll be seeing the implementation how it is setting, but these are all the endpoints for controller. So this is a get call where we are passing the key and fetching the response from the Redis cache. This is where we are having a delete call. We are basically deleting the uh, key from the cache. And these are the another two implementations where I am passing a key and value without any TTL, and it will store in Redis cache forever. And then the second then the last one is get key value from Redis. Basically, we are fetching the value based on the key from the Redis. Now, let's see the implementation. Let's go to Redis server, Redis service. So this is the Redis service. So I have this required R constructor here. So this is a Redis service. I have this Redison client. So Redison client is coming from, if you see, it's coming from that library, Redison library. So this is where we need, means this is the client which we need to invoke Redis. So this is that Redison client. So now let's see the implementations. Set value. So this is the first method we are calling here, Redis service.setValue. So what it is doing, it is basically using Redison client and calling a get bucket. So it's getting a bucket. So when we are passing that key, it's creating a bucket in the Redis, and then we are setting that value bucket.set that value, and with the TTL seconds means how long it will, after how long it will time or clear the cache. That's what we are explaining here. And then we are calling that bucket.set. It will store the value in the Redis cache. Second one is get value. Same thing, Redison client.get bucket. We are passing the key and we are getting the bucket. We are returning bucket.key, which will return the value from the bucket. Means whatever we have stored inside this key, with this key, that will be returned. So here we have stored a string and we'll get it as a string. Delete value, same thing, Redison client get bucket. We are passing the key to delete that key and value. So this will delete the key value from Redis. Fourth one is store key value to Redis, where we are passing key and value, and then we are similar call Redison client.get bucket. We are passing the key to get the bucket, so it will create a new space in memory, and then we are storing that value into the bucket. So this is the overall implementation, basic, very basic implementation. There will be another video coming up where we will be using Redis in real-time scenario, like instead of database. So I'll be showing that in second video, how to use Redis where we have database calls, so to avoid unnecessary database calls, right? uh, let's test this application now. To do that, I have this call commands through which I'll be testing it. So let open a cmd command prompt. So before I hit this call command, let's check the code again. So this controller, I am hitting this first call or first endpoint, which is set. What I'm doing, I'm passing a key, I'm passing a value, I'm passing a TTL value, and it will store into the Redis cache. So I am passing key. My key name is my key, value is hello Redis, and TTL value is 120. Although we have 60 default, since I am passing 120, it will keep this cache. It will keep this value in key and value in cache for 120 seconds. Okay, so let's hit this one. Okay, before doing that, let me start the server or start the application. So I'm starting this application. Also, let me check if Redis is running or not. So this is Redis cmd. I rather can use this Redis CLI. So this is Redis. If I ping, if I send a message, it says ping pong. I send ping, it's return a message. That means Redis is running for me. I'm good here, and application is started. Application has started now. It's running on 8282 port, so I should be able to hit this call command now. So if I hit this call command, I hope it is not very small for you. So basically I'm hitting this fast call command. So hitting this redis.set. So I'm basically trying to store a key and value with a TTL 120 seconds. So if I hit it, key set successfully. This is the message coming from the controller. And then I'll be hitting this one, get, to see what is the value is stored in Redis. So my key is get, my key value is my key. So I am hitting this one and I see the value it's showing from that Redis for that key, my key is hello Redis. Okay, then let's see the code again. So next one is delete, so I can delete it. So I'll run this delete call command. You can paste it to Postman as well if you don't want, but I just don't want to overburden Postman, so I just use this call commands. So next one is delete, so I'm calling that endpoint delete and passing that my key, so that my key and value will be deleted. Key deleted successfully. So let's run this particular call command again to see if the value is still there or not. If you hit that, you will see there is no value now, so that key is gone. Now the next one is this one. I am passing another new key, so the key is now new key and I am storing another value called hello world. So it's successfully stored, and let's see if that value is there in cache. And if you see, the hello world is coming from cache. Now we still didn't see the benefits out of it, right? So how cache is benefiting it, let's try to understand that. So what I'll do, I'll shut down this program. Okay, means ideally if it is not in cache, it should have been evicted, means it should have been deleted, right? Whatever I have stored till now. So last data I have stored for this key, new key, I have stored this value hello world, and it has been stored in my memory, cache memory, means computer memory. Although this program is shut down, I can still fetch that from Redis. So Redis, it is stored now. Now since we have stopped the application, let's go to Redis and check if Redis is still storing that cache value. So what I have to do is get, I have to give the key. So this is the last key stored. So let's see if the value is still in. So if you see, hello world is still in Redis cache. So this is how it has stored, means although the program, if you see, right, program is no more running, but still the data has been stored. It has persisted the data in the disk. So it doesn't matter if your programming is up and running or not. Once it's stored in Redis, until unless we are uh, adding a TTL value or telling that when that cache to be expired, it will be persist in the cache. So this is how we can use Redis. But in real world, we basically persist it into the disk. So in a physical memory, we persist, and for that we need enterprise Redis. So using that, we can keep our data in disk and we can avoid database calls. So hope you understood the concept of Redis, and in next video we'll be showing a very real life examples just by avoiding database calls. And first time it will call the database and it will store it into Redis, and next time onwards, uh, until the data is there in database, Redis cache, it won't call database anymore. So we'll be seeing that in our next video. Till then, thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead.